but just to orient anyone new, this is the app, Compass Calendar. It is compasscalendar.com if you want to poke around. It's also all open sourced right here. It's live. It's in open beta. Helps you simplify your day, get more use out of your time, be more productive. I was just reading about how when you're marketing, you're supposed to speak to the pain more. And this is like, I'm mildly speaking to that. But when I used to do a lot of like one-on-one user interviews, and the pain I kept hearing was like distraction, ADD, ADHD. A lot of people who have those conditions or maybe borderline seem drawn to this kind of a concept and product where it's simple. It's got just enough structure for you to plan, but like not too much where it's overwhelming, and not too little where it's like you can do too much and get in trouble. So anyway, lately we've been working on like marketing, and then yesterday it was more coding. We're trying to ship a new feature. So let me pull up our whole board here. We can see overview. Yeah, we started out with a roadmap, did a little coding, landing page, shipped a little mini app, and then the last 2 days we're working on a feature. Today, let's make a plan. Hold on. Same thing here. I think on day 10, I want to launch on Product Hunt. So let's see, wait. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's how counting works. That'll be a Monday. I think that's a good time to ship it. I just want to put it out there in front of a larger audience. And what I mean by that, this Life in Weeks, if you haven't seen the last few lives, is this little app that is hosted on the landing page site just under this life page, which we built, displays your life in weeks. There it is. Simple enough. Not going to dive into it. You can watch that replay if you want. But I'm planning to do that on Monday. So that gives us today and tomorrow to ship some more features. I said it was a bit of a weird day because I'm in New York now. I was traveling last night and most of today, and got up early, coded in the airport a little bit, tried downloading a local LLM, the QN2 coder model, which was like I went with the 6 or 8 gig one. Slowed down the whole internet at the airport. Just been a menace to all internets. All Wi-Fi's near me are not safe. Now I'm streaming on the hotel Wi-Fi. We'll see how this goes. But I didn't have a lot of success getting it to work with VS Code. So on the airplane, I just went old school and coded no internet and got pretty far, enough to merge a PR where I cleaned up some test files. I just went through all the tests, 29 files, cleaned them up. They're all still passing. It was just something to do on the airplane. Actually got delayed 2 hours because of the government shutdowns going on. So I'm a little tired, feel a little weird, a little scattered. Still kind of proud that I got some stuff done. Worked in the airport a little after I landed, and then got a smash burger, checked in the hotel, plugged in all my stuff, and now we're here. So I'm going to be a little less organized, but I still did make some time to start chipping away at this. By day view, what I'm talking about is once you go to the app and you sign in, it's this /day part. This is the day page, planning your day. And what I was working on is where are my events? Might have some issue with the back end. Okay, wait. There are a few events up here. 5. So why aren't they showing up? There they are. There is a bit of a delay. I think the refetching isn't happening on the route load possibly. Anyway, the idea is tasks here, calendar events here. And right now it's been pretty read only for these calendar events. But I want to just add a bunch of quick wins to this view so that we can ship it again, tell people to use it, re-engage some of the users who are like the core users, get them excited about using the app. So I guess I'm shifting back to the mid funnel, and the mid funnel, I just mean people who have an account, have tried it, know what the app is about, know the kind of pain point we're trying to solve, and are just down to use it. So for these people, I wanted to just be better. So that's why I'm moving a little bit between top of funnel and mid funnel. I don't like having a lot of work in progress PRs. I want to just lock in, crank these out, and then focus on the marketing, launch marketing stuff, ship it, post it, upload it, whatever, and then come back to the coding. I think I'm just more productive that way. So on this branch, what I've been working on is deleting this event and then being able to restore it. So here you can right click, delete, nice toast comes up, styles are better. That's a new enhancement from the last few days. And you can click this toast, or I'm going to do on a Mac Command Z, and now it comes back. So we're setting the precedent that this is a supported UI flow, just controller Command Z. But on the left side, we have this now. This shows up, but it's not working yet. So if I click this or I do Command Z, nothing happens. So I think there's just some work we have to do to untangle all that. So before I dive into that, let me just check all things are running. I'm just going off a laptop right now, so I don't know if things are all rolling right, but it looks like it says I'm streaming. All right, I'm gonna assume it's working. Let's keep going. So I'm on the branch. I asked Cursor to implement some of this stuff. It's using a ref. I don't love refs. If you've watched this for a bit, it's hard to reason about them. It's hard to test them. It's not super readable, and it's usually a sign that like something else is off, like that you should be using state or something. So I'm gonna take another look at this and see if we can refactor. Hold on, let me just check I'm feeling a little paranoid because I don't know if the stream health is working with internet and everything. So let me check. Okay. So we want to go to live. All right, I'm live now. Good. They call it the control room. I kind of like that. Okay, cool. Hey, okay. So we do have a little chat there. I do remember you, your username. I'm working on automation and completed my project fully automated YouTube today. Nice. I'm guessing that's like a headless YouTube. Yeah, let me know more if you want to drop a link or something. That'd be cool. I'm going to be a little back and forth between chat and coding. So just fair warning, I'm going to be delayed, especially since I only have one screen. Before I had 3. Now it's just laptop, simple. So here's the ref. I think there are tests, and I think it is passing, but it doesn't work, which is worrisome. We are in test web. Yeah, so there are tests, and it could be testing the right thing, and maybe we're just missing something, but I don't know. I'm a little suspicious about the tests themselves. Yeah, this is the one we're working on here. So this is the context menu changes. Here's the undo part. I kind of like how it's a hook. It's a separate hook. I think yeah, we're just testing it as a hook, but somehow I think we're missing some stuff we have to do in Redux. Because this tests by themselves seem okay. It's like dispatching the right thing. I think we're missing something in Redux or Redux Saga, and I'm not crazy about that. I don't like Redux Saga. It was cool at the time, 4 years ago when we were adding it, and now it's just a pain and no one understands it at first glance. It's built on the idea of generators, which is like a cool idea. It's like a side effect manager. I like how it's marketed, and it's like it reads well. It's just actually maintaining it and coming back to it after not having this kind of generator pattern and remembering what yield even means. So that's a built-in keyword from ES6, I believe, JavaScript, but like not many other people use it, and so it's just strange to have this middleware. It's just like there's a lot of new stuff you have to remember just to get up and running again, and I just feel like it's just not worth it. Just not worth it, but I think we're going to stick with it until the end of the year, and then we're going to do a bigger refactor overhaul to modernize things after this whole profit thing is behind us. So I don't exactly know why it's failing. Let's just look at this is the Redux store. Let's look at what's happening here after something's deleted. So I'm going to go to, we have a 5.1 here. Delete 5.1. And I'm going to do Command Z to try to undo. And I just typed it. So let's see. All right, all this stuff happened. Delete event makes sense. That looks good. Removing the ID. Removing the entity. Good, good, good. Triggering fetch. I think that's just a normal side effect of something changing on the back end. So deleting was successful. Creating. So this is maybe when we're restoring it at this point. Then we're adding, okay, we're optimistically adding it. It's kind of tricky now because we're coupling what's happening in the day view with this get weeks view events. Because on the main grid, I think we have this undo functionality with the week view. So I'm a little worried about this. Okay, here's our event back, and it's adding a position, which I don't like either, since the position is specific to the week view, or at least it is now how it's coded. See how it's like the X and the Y, that's where to plot it on the grid. And that helps us with when some events are overlapping. Where do you put them? How wide do you make it, etc. Then it's doing another fetch, and then it's getting it back from the backend once it has an ID, and then it's replacing the optimistic ID with the real ID, which you actually had in the beginning. We're just getting rid of this prefix. Then we're replacing, the IDs. And then we're seeing success. So in terms of the Redux flow, that makes sense to me. So why Why is it not actually working? Maybe this view's just not subscribed to this data. Like let's just look at the state. What's it got here? So yeah, it should be here. Like this data looks right. There's no optimistic. So what else could it be? Okay, two things. One is getting it working, and two is revisiting the position data that probably shouldn't be there. So let's talk about it. See if Copilot can bail us out, or Cursor, I mean. So I'm going to go into debating if I go into plan or edit. I really like this plan mode because it forces Cursor to step back, and then I can catch a lot of things that I just don't like it doing before it even commits the code, and that makes the commits a lot easier. So let's tell them what we think. Oh, I got my old chat here. Cool. Yeah, last time I was like, fix it, and they're like, okay, let's just add some data and change some things, but it didn't really fix it. And it's hard to validate it. It's hard for Cursor to know because we don't have an end-to-end test for this situation, so it's just relying on a lot of mocks and typecasting or type checking, but that's not actually the behavior. And that leaves out the whole data fetching, syncing, the Redux store. Like there's a lot of things that are just swept under the rug with the test that we have here. So it makes sense that it's not working. Let's just throw something at it. Talk about it. I want to refetch again. So I think it was 5.2 that I tried to restore. Yeah, and it's still gone. Just making sure. Oh, another issue. 11.8. That's this one. Delay. Is this just a normal delay, or usually when it's fetching there's that skeleton you saw there. So something's going on right now. Like this isn't right. But it did get a response back, so why aren't they showing up? 11.8, does that have events? Yeah, 11.8. It's got 4 events. Okay, now they're there. Something about fetching is weird. I don't know if I want to overload it and tell it that. All right, bit of a Hail Mary here, but at the end of the day, I don't know the root cause. Okay, basically fully automated YouTube channel. Do you have a Discord? Do you do automation thing? Because I am into full automation and AI stuff. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. here. Ooh, good morning. Where are you from? Why are you sharing your whole flow, everything? If you mean why am I sharing my whole screen, it's because I only have one screen. I don't know how to just do one monitor. There is a Discord, and if you want to message me, the invite is you can go to compasscalendar.com and then get to the GitHub, and then in the GitHub, here you go. You'll find me in there. It goes for anyone. You can DM me. The app is compasscalendar.com. Also Compass, Switchback Tech Compass. But if you mean like what it is, it's a productivity app, tasks and events. And I'm gonna spare you the pitch. I'm just trying to boil it down to bare bones. That's basically what it is. For now, it'll be a lot more soon enough. Okay, let's see its plan. Fixed day view to react to restored events from Redux. So yeah, it's catching what I was putting down here. That's good. And it's saying it's because of the hook. And this actually makes sense. We have local state competing with Redux state now. This is making sense. I think it's good to start leaning more on Redux, and we can get away from local because we already have that data in the database and in Redux. It's merging. Yeah, it's merging. I like this. Okay, I like where it's going in theory, and I'm gonna just monitor what it's up to. I don't even think I want to commit this since it's not like working. And I don't think the ref is gonna save us. I'm actually gonna let this go. I'll stash it. Basically, the last thing it didn't completely work, and so I want to just get rid of it. And then hopefully we can get a clean version because that last stuff wasn't the best. Let's see what it comes up with here. Oh, India. And you've used N8N. I've heard of this. I've heard good things about this. It seems like it's working for you. You got everything automated. That's pretty cool. Yeah, drop the link if you got a landing page or something. I could definitely add more automation to my YouTube flow for sure. Okay, it's doing some primitive stuff here, checking if it's in range, and I'm wondering why it would need to do that. And now it's using a memo. I'm not crazy about that. Formatting. Filtering. Here's the merging. Oh man, what is it doing? Now it's okay, now it's digging into Redux. No, this is a disaster. It's like it's forcing it. Like this is basically what Redux is for. Is to do all this for you. But now it's just reading from Redux and doing all this on its own. But let's see if it works. Let's just see if it works. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. Is it still cooking? It says the test pass. So let's check it. I still have that weird data thing where it's not showing up. Dang, man. Yeah, I got another thing to figure out here because this is a step backwards from what we had. Now it's back. So it's like, okay, this makes sense maybe. When I go here, this triggers a fetch to get the events. And so now the events are in the store. And so that's why when I go here, the events are just there. So somehow the fetch isn't happening correctly when I just go directly to the day view. Anyway, let's delete 5, Command Z, and it, ooh, okay. Kinda surprised that actually worked. Wow. Let's just, I don't know, check it, make sure it's still there. 5 is still there, so let's do the same to 5.1. I'm going to click it this time. Click the toast. Oh no, I don't want to delete it. Click. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Yes, that's good. That's good UX. That's good UX, baby. I like it. Click it. Boom. It just makes me want to go a little crazy, and just start clicking. Okay, don't like that. That's not good. What was that? 400 for the delete. 404. I was trying to delete an ID that wasn't there, so maybe there might be some staleness going on. Let's just try normal delete. 5.2 is out of here for good. Oh, is that the problem one? Is it just this one? Let's try 5.1. No, something's up. Dang, we're making good progress. Event not found. So I wonder if it's restoring it locally, but I think it's like actually deleting the event and then you restore it. This is kind of starting to make sense. So say 5 has like ID 123 and then you delete it and now there is no event with ID 123, but then you restore it and the restored event has ID 123 and then you try to change something like the title and then the backend's like, that's not a thing, bro. Like we don't know where that thing's gone. You told us to delete it. That makes sense. But this is commit worthy right here, I think. As much as I am a little skeptical about the methods here, the merging. Let's make sure it passes the test. Okay. and it just changed this one file. So I like how it's contained. It's doing a lot here, but there is no grid stuff. So that problem was fixed out the gate. I like that. Confirmed that that wasn't necessary. I don't like the memo stuff. Merging. All right. If push came to shove, I could live with this. Don't like it for the record. But if it's working, we can live with it. So let's fix the whole deleting and then editing something you deleted problem while we still have some context here. All right, I'm getting close here, telling them what's going on. I'm going to give them a little hint because I think I'm right. So I'm just, hopefully this will help us find a solution quicker. Here I'm kind of asking it like, hey, this is like a common thing that a lot of apps supports. Like, what's the best way to do this? Because I don't know, honestly. Um, I could think of a lot of ways, but half of them feel kind of hacky. So I'm hoping I can just lean on whatever knowledge they got. All right. Redux for a new app is wild. Yeah. Well, it's an old app. That's why I'm just trying to get by with it. Here, I'll drop the link in here for y'all. Make it easier. I started this over 4 years ago, and then just let it rot for a year, and then came back to it last year. And in the meantime, like Next took off and kind of became the standard, right? And Redux fell out of favor. So I'm just holding off until next year to do a big overhaul. I'm trying to just make this work for now. All right, let's see what it thinks. Oh, it's still thinking. Shout out this hotel Wi-Fi. It seems like it's working fine. Excellent condition, it says. Was not expecting this. All right. So yeah, I think it's catching the problem. Let's talk about generating a new ID. All right, what's it say? Okay, so it's just optimistically or like preemptively creating the ID on the front end, and then it's including its ID, that ID, when it's creating the new event, so that when it deletes it, we already have the updated ID, and the back end is just assumed to use the ID it's given. And I think that works. I think we updated the back end so that kind of feature is already supported. So this would be a one-liner fix, basically. Just add in the ID, which would be awesome. Yeah, it'll use this ID via upsert. And if it actually does, then we're good. So let's see. Not as scary as I thought. Okay, how it works now. User deletes an event, and then that event is stored in somewhere. Then it restores it, and the new ID is created. Yep. And then it restores it, and it's including the payload to the back end. And then the Saga uses that ID and the back end. Okay. Basically, delete the old one, create a new ID, create a new event with that ID, and then when you delete that one again, use the new ID. Tests are passing, allegedly. Let's see how it works. So, here, we're going to delete, undo, and then delete number 5 again. Delete, 5 is gone. Click, 5 is back. The backend logs are okay. Gonna delete 5 again. No. No. What happened? Same thing, basically. Let's check if this is the old ID. So this was the one that was deleted, AFD. And we're not using AFD here. So it looks like this is the new ID. So maybe the back end is the problem. Let's refetch and see what 5.1's ID actually is. So let's go here. Refetch. Oh, look at that. Interesting. So it looks like it didn't actually delete the first one. I wonder if there's duplicates on the other page. It's hard to tell. Do I commit? And it just changed 2 files. Just debating if I commit or... Okay, I think I'm gonna come back to this file and clean it up a bit, but let's save it. I think this is progress, but it's not quite there. I think I'm falling into the part where it's like I'm doing so much prompting and like thinking about how to help it versus just like fixing it, because it's only changing. It's changing so little, and it's just the fact that I'm not like going line by line in the code, and this is kind of, I'm reluctant to do that because I've been a little few steps removed, and I notice I get into this pattern of thinking in scenarios like this, and even when I was on the plane today and there's no Wi-Fi, I was just clicking around and being a little more curious and reading the type definitions and um, clicking into the libraries, the node modules, and actually like actively exploring the code and understanding it myself. And I just do that less and less now. And I think it makes solving problems like this slower, which goes back to my general rule still, which is like if it doesn't get you 90% there on the first prompt, then start over or just like maybe do it without the prompt. And I probably should be stepping back and doing that, because I'm like explaining it so much to it, and like I could just be fixing it probably. So I'm gonna give it one more shot, and if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and stop trying to ask it to solve all my problems. I'm just gonna send it, do it myself. Let's see. I was looking for the event in the state, but I'm not seeing it. It's, I thought I just saw it. Where'd you go? Yeah, 5-1. It's hard to like search in here. Well, it's here. I'm gonna just plop it in, take up all my tokens, and see what it comes up with. If you were, I'm starting to maybe catch on to what you were asking before. If you're asking like, why are you sharing everything? And that was a question about like the data, the setup. This is all my local database and my local user. So this isn't, none of this is like exposed, and all the code is already open source. 95% of it, just not the infra. So if you went and tried to use these IDs and change it or try to, I don't know, like actually delete my events or things, you wouldn't have the session to be authenticated, and you wouldn't have access to the database, even if you're doing it from prod. Not sure if that's what you meant, but for the record. All right, let's see what it said. Oh, there's also this Google ID. That's interesting. Because it's not just our ID, like my ID, our ID, the Compass ID. It's also a new Google ID because it's actually being deleted. Right now, it's just actually deleting it immediately, and I wonder if wonder how much cleaner, if at all, it would be if there was some kind of holding period, some kind of waiting period, some kind of timer where we would optimistically just show it to you on the UI, but then we'd just hang off for 5 seconds before actually sending the request. Might be risky, because what if you delete it, we show the toast, you think it's actually gone, 2 seconds go by and not 5 seconds, and then you close the app and it's not actually there. It's not the worst thing for like deleting, but like if you're editing an event, for example, that would be a bummer. I think we'll stick with this for now. Okay, so found how we were handling this in some other scenario, or remove provider data. And that kind of makes sense. User deletes events, it's stored. We restore it, and then when we restore it, we're getting rid of the old ID. But then how would you know the new ID? Ooh. We know the new ID from our end, but we don't know the new Google ID because we haven't. Shoot. Now I'm like kind of confused. Let's just see how it's looking. Oh, I saw something. I started coding my first HTML when I was 18, and now I'm 32, so what's that, 14 years? 14 years. Yeah, local open source. It's not OpenAI, you building something, so that's why I was curious to know that. By the way, I said hey on the Discord. Okay, cool. Next time I'm on, I'll check the message. I say 14 years, but it's not like I was going hard like I am now for 14 whole years. It's like I wrote my first line when I was 18, first website, and then I was like doing scripting stuff, and then back-end stuff. But it's different just doing a little project and then getting paid for it and doing it like a full-time job. So I don't want to say like I've been locked in every day for 14 years, because that's not the case. Oh boy, this thing's getting even more hefty. Not too bad now. Let's see what's up. I definitely want to test this if it is working. I mean, like, write a test for it. So let's do 5.2. We haven't picked on 5.2 for a bit. 5.2 is still there. We're going to delete it, restore it, delete it. Let me just clear out the logs for a bit. And this thing's pretty clean already. Cool. Can get rid of this. 5.2, delete. Seems like it worked. Restore. No errors. No errors. Still there. Going to delete it again. Error. Same error. Same error. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you, cursor. I wonder if I can salvage it. I only got like 7 minutes left, so I'm thinking like maybe I can do a Hail Mary, try it one more time, and if not, I'm just gonna know next time I come back to this, I'm gonna have to roll up my sleeves. But I'm gonna try for a Hail Mary by asking it to summarize it, and then I'm gonna go somewhere else and plop it in. So how would I do this? I don't want to update the code. And when you do plans, let me see. See this? I'm trying to do Command A to copy all of it. Oh, here we go. There's some. Okay. They didn't have this before, but I appreciate this now. This is good. Okay. Hold on. All right, cutting our losses with cursor. No doubt they have the best UI. It's just like all here. It's even like structured so that you don't have to dig into the code as much now that we have this agents and editors tab. But sometimes it just doesn't think hard enough. And so I'm going to try Claude and Codex and then see who wins. Oh, although I can't do both of them at the same time, so I think Claude. Let's try Claude. Let's see if I can even copy all this. Okay. Oh, of course. There's a button to do that. No, I'm going to do Codex because with Claude, there's someone recommended a plugin I added which directs it to think things through a little more, and it just takes longer. So maybe Codex can just figure it out. Thinks longer for better answers. Come on now. So the get trees clean, right? I can't even find my stuff now. There it is. Yes, it's clean. So let's go back to cursor or Codex. Plop it in. All right. If that doesn't work, we'll see if there's time for Claude. Might go a little longer today. That's all right. if you can watch what it's doing. Looks like it's just getting info now, investigating. Oh, I should have prompted it to write a test. That's all right. It's definitely thinking more. I like that. Oh, it's even going to the sidebar, which we don't even have for this view yet. But it is something I plan to add. So right now there's just this overlay, but like this view feels disconnected from the other one here, and what I want is to make it feel like this is all one app. Right now it feels like this is two apps. It's a little disorienting. So I'm planning to have a sidebar on every view, and it'd probably be the same thing where you just see your week tasks and your month tasks, and then instead of going left to right onto a week grid, you just go left to right onto a task list or onto the daily agenda column. And then maybe these shortcuts will be like a different tab in the sidebar, like these, like this guy. Searching, checking. Oh, no. Okay, now it's going to the back end. Identifying missing function. Okay, you have seeing how the back end is handling IDs. That's good. Back end, now it's back in the front end. Looking at ID stuff. I like where this is headed. I have some more faith. I might be thinking too much. Now it's looking at color stuff. Wow, it's only... Okay, finished 1 out of 3. It looked at the ID flow, and now it's implementing the fix. And it is planning to run tests, but it's not writing any yet. The Claude thing I was talking about is called Claude Skills, I believe. Let me see if I can pull that up. Oh, it's from Claude directly. I thought this was just some guy who made it. Hold on. Maybe I gotta learn how this works. Agent skills. Oh, this is part of their UI. But it could be used anywhere, I guess. Skills. Custom repeatable instructions. Okay. Context engineering. I thought it was different somehow. But this guy really likes him. It's a markdown file telling the model how to do something. Yeah, okay. He likes it because it's token efficient. Each skill only takes a few dozen extra tokens. And that's sounding good because... Oh, not that one. I'm sure a lot of tokens were taken up on this already. 52K already. Just from thinking. But actually, it's doing something now. Let's see what it's doing. Event util. Hmm. It's potentially trying to reuse the idea it's been given instead of just creating one off the top. That might work. Oh man, I wish you guys could hear this. I'm in I'm in Manhattan and it feels like Manhattan. Everyone's honking outside. There's taxis. There's an ambulance going right now. I love this city, man. I don't know, something about the concrete, the skyscrapers, the coffee shops, people grinding. Yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. All right, it's done, I think. It finished working. What did it do? It updated just that utility. Okay. And we have some failing tests. It's having some hard time running in the sandbox. Let's see with the damage. If it just changed that one file, I'm not too worried. Okay, it all worked there. Wow. If it's that simple, I'll be a happy guy. I'm pretty happy with this already. This was probably the hardest part of this workflow. And it'll be good to support this. We could port this pattern to the other view too once we get it a little more solid. But let's try it. I'm going to try it. I'm not going to get too attached to it. If it doesn't work, I know where to pick up next time. But we're going to delete, restore, delete again, and hope for no errors. Logs are clear. Console's clear. A little nervous. Let's do it. Here we go. I'm going to pick a new one just to start really clean. Real clean. Yippee. Alright, there it is. Delete. It's still there. Not good. Not good start. But maybe this part will work. Now we restored it. Now we're going to delete it again. It's still there, but we didn't get an error. Alright, now we got the opposite problem where it's not actually being deleted. Maybe it is being deleted, but it's not refetching. Let's check the logs. The post is the update. There's a delete happening. So maybe it is working. Maybe it's just something on the front end we gotta clean up a little bit. Let's try again. Yippee. Delete. Oh. It was looking good initially. Now it's a little wonky. Let me try that again. I think something with the state might be off. Why 2-3? Just gonna delete it. Let's go back. See if it's there. It's gone. Okay, it should be gone from here again. No, it's still there. All right. We're gonna cut our losses. We're kind of dancing around the root thing, but I think we're on the right track by supporting both these IDs. Let's see what's going on with the test. Reuses the provided event ID when creating optimistic ID. I think we do want to do that. So we got an existing ID. We're putting in the event. Replace ID with optimistic ID. I think that's what we want to do regardless. So let's commit this. Let's just push it up. I'll add it in the comments of this issue. All right. Would have loved to get a one-shot win there, but on the surface, like, this isn't actually working, and we're kind of where we started. But I understand the problem a lot deeper, and this is progress. I'm gonna let it work in the background and just kind of think about it while I'm walking around these dirty streets, and then we'll get it done. We'll fix it. So, final check on the chat. Nothing new. Cool. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.